So what we're doing is we have this wire that I've tied a string of lights together. There's one over here you can't see. And then I've tied this string together, and because we want it to look nice, but what I do is I take a piece of welding wire and I put it on this wire, and then what I do is I take a couple zip ties like so. So now I'm sure you're asking, what the hell does this guy need welding wire in his wiring for? The answer is pretty simple. So when somebody looks up in here later on in life, it's going to do two things. I got to pull a couple screws out of these lights, and I'll put longer screws in, and then I'll put P-clamp, 2 of them, probably one over here, 2. And that gives me a support structure to hold this whole wiring up, out, away from the paint. It will look all nice and straight and awesome when I'm done. And it gives something for it to attach to that's actually rigid, because if you don't, this will just be a big wavy deal, and then it'll sit back here and flap in the wind. But now I can manipulate it the way I want to. So now what I do is, because I'm going to get rid of the zip ties, so now what I'll do is I'll wrap this wire. It's kind of a pain because it's already in the truck, right? But you can wrap the whole thing, it doesn't matter. I just try to pick some spots. The other trick is in your toolbox when you're wrapping stuff with electrical tape, is when you get them down to small like that, just put it back in your box if you don't need it for the task you're doing, and then get a big fatter one out and use it. So then when you get to crappy spots like this, you have little rolls around to get into the crappy spots. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll go through and cut all these zip ties off. And then now you can put your favorite wrap on there, whatever it is. This will be split loom on this one. So we'll put a chunk of split loom on there, a couple more pieces of tape, and then like I said, I'll swap these couple of bolts out, and then that'll give me something to attach them to. So we're gonna show you here. So what I did is I made this bolt long. This is actually 1 inch from the back plate to this nut. And then I put a washer, and I'll put my clamp on. Okay, put on the nut. And we'll put on a locking nut. And then we'll run this down to this nut, and it'll sit here like this, and then this will not rub on the paint. And then because we put the wire in there, it'll all stay in a nice straight line, and then it will look appealing to the eyeball when it is looked upon. So here's what it all looks like put together. They're all nice and straight. It's not touching. You can actually stick your hand. It's all zoomed in, but it's not touching, so it's not going to rub the paint. So anyways, there's a trick to help you guys.